Hello and welcome here. Welcome here to episode one of my podcast, The Journey. Right, this is the decision that changes everything. And I picked this for our first podcast because of the importance in creating and making decisions. And, you know, why I want to do this is be able to show people a journey. There's a lot of time on social media, we see things there in a flash in a moment. Okay. You see somebody, they pop up on screen and they look like they've already achieved the success that you're looking for. But what you don't see is the journey beforehand. Now, I've been on my journey for several years, stopped and started, stopped and started. And then I thought, well, things that do this. Why? Because of me. And what goes on in my mind, in my heart, in my body, reflects out into the world, and that's what we get back. So I decided I was going to set things straight. We are now like into the 6th month of this year. 5 months have gone already, and it's a, a view of how quick time passes by. We say we're going to do things and then things don't happen. So, what do we do about it? How do we get it? And I really just want to share my journey with you. Be transparent, show you the wins, show you the losses, what stops, what works, what doesn't. And hopefully, along the way, help other people be able to achieve things that they want to be able to do. But just to, as I said, totally transparent here. I'm no guru. I'm not perfect. I haven't succeeded. I haven't made $1 million online yet. And I'm working towards my goals. And one of the big things I wanted to do was to offer as much value to people as I possibly can to help them in their journey. And for some people, this might be a first time doing this. It may not be. You might have tried, like myself, tried several things in the past and it hasn't worked. And you're looking to see, well, what can I do? Why is this not working? How can I make it work? I see other people online making money, so why can't I? So I want to be able to share this journey with you and really show you how somebody like me, an absolute nobody, can create this. Now, my previous career, I was 16 years in law enforcement and decided that I wanted to have more time with my family, be able to do things that I wanted to do, not be owned by a roster. And so that's why I got online. And today I want to share about one of the single most important things you can do when you feel stuck. And that is, as I said, make a decision. So about this, okay, most people do not make a decision, right? It's made by default. And what I mean by that is uh, you're waiting for the right time, waiting for you to feel ready, but you never do. You might be waiting for more information, waiting to see a sign pop out from the sky and say, do this or do that, follow me, do this, buy this, do that. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. And what we have to realize is that we need to be able to create that decision to go all in on what it is that we want to do and to feel that and absolutely have blind faith in what we're going to do to be able to create that. And the longer you wait, the more you procrastinate, decisions do get made. And you may not be happy with the decision that gets made for you. And again, I'm speaking from experience, not judging anybody. I'm just showing what happens out there if you wait too long. So the danger of that is the days become weeks before you actually make decisions, before you move forward, before you take that leap from day one to when you actually do. It could be 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. That creates a lot of anger. That creates a lot of disillusion because then you think, well, Does this work? Will this work? It may not work for me. A lot of doubt steps into your mind. And this is where you've got to think, well, okay, if picture yourself in 6 months' time, right? If you're not happy now with where you are, with what you're doing, with what's in your life, and if you don't make a decision about changing that, in 6 months' time, you're going to be in the exact same position or maybe worse. Now, if you don't want to be in that same position or worse, you need to make a decision and move forward, move out of that. That's what I mean. A lot of people don't, and then 6 months later, they are in that same position or it's turned worse. And that's where decisions have been made by default on your behalf. And that's, again, from my own personal journey, that has happened, right? The hope that things would change on their own when they didn't. You've got to still put their groundwork in. And a lot of people look for shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. Okay. Hoping is not a strategy. Making a decision is. So, what does a real decision actually look like? Okay. So, a real decision is not a goal. Okay. It is not a plan. It is not an intention. A real decision is is when you make a line in the sand. Before this and after that, then I will do this. Right? It does not require perfect conditions and it does not require certainty. Because and guarantee, people often think, well, what's the guarantee of me doing? If I do this and I fail, what happens? Well, if you don't do that, there is a one guarantee, and that is you will fail. Right? You won't achieve the outcome if you don't try it. So you've got to take that step and take that faith in yourself to actually do it. Right? When I was in the police force, you had split seconds to make decisions. You didn't have time to wait around and ask the jury what was going on, what's happening. Is this a good decision? Is this a bad decision? I had to make a decision on the spot for my safety, for the safety of other people. When I transitioned to online, I didn't bring that skill with me immediately. I was standoffish. I did wait, and that caused a lot of angst. And I can say that did not serve me well to do it that way. So I went back into that form, made decisions, and moved forward. And this is where you've got to realize that when you make decisions, that's got to come first. Clarity comes after you make a decision. Right? The pain you have, if you don't move forward, you're going to experience more of that pain, more of that lack, right? Because you haven't got clear with yourself yet. When you make that decision, you've drawn that line in the sand, you've jumped over, you've made that mark. Now the heat clears up because you've got space, you've made a decision, now you're ready for the next stage. And when you don't do that, that holds you back. You feel cloudy. So make that decision. And then after that, you will feel clarity. You will have more direction and be able to move forward. The moment I stopped waiting for clarity and made the decision, as I said, that's when clarity showed up. That allowed me then to move on to the next stage of my journey and be able to create, new steps in there. This moves on to, start. You're not going to feel 100% ready to start. And the longer you wait, keeps you in that trap. It's like that moment when everything's lined up never happens. Something's always out of whack. Something's always out of line. And the longer you wait, other things shift as well. So you want to be able to make that decision. And as you go, be able to put things in order, align things. And you will find that things will move along a lot smoother than if you're sitting back waiting. Now, readiness is built through action, not through preparation. You can do all the preparation you like. You can read all the books, listen to all the podcasts, watch all the videos. Nothing is going to happen until you make that decision and actually take action to do what you need to do to achieve your objective. Now, the person who starts imperfectly today will always outperform the person who waits for the perfect conditions tomorrow. Why? Tomorrow never comes. They're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting. The person who takes imperfect action is moving forward, is moving ahead in their life and making things happen. It's like this. I'm not waiting for the perfect moment to for everything to fall into place and then start my podcast. I should have started this podcast 6 years ago, but I didn't. So I'm starting it now. Now is better than next week. Now is better than next month. So take those steps and move forward. Action today moves you forward. Right? It's not the plan, it's not the action, but that taking that actual step takes, moves you forward, helps you to get closer to your goal, to your objectives. And if you don't move, you're standing still, right? And you don't want to be standing still. When I decided to work online, there were a lot of things that I had to consider. And for me to be able to make that transition, I had to jump before I was ready. Not everything was in place. And to me, the moment I did and decided, no, I'm going to do online and be online, cleared things up for me, right? Why? Because I didn't have the angst of reporting to a boss. I didn't have someone else controlling my roster. I didn't have somebody else, taking time away from me. This is all on me now. And once I sat down with my family and we talked about that, it was really clear that that action needed to happen. And if I didn't take that action, I was going to stay in that loop and continually feel bad and not create anything that I had done over the past few years. Everything would still be moaning about a boss, moaning about, shift work, moaning about working weekends or public holidays, Christmas or New Year's or things like that. But making that decision made that so much easier. See, you don't need to see the whole staircase to climb the stairs. You just need to take that first step. And as you keep going, the momentum builds and you keep moving forward. You get to where you need to get to. Another reason why I really wanted to start this now is we have 5 months gone of the year already, 7 months left. I know maths is pretty cool, right? But what I wanted to do was to document the next 7 months to show people what a journey is like. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. There are wins, and wins can be big, they can be small, they can be, I guess a lot of people look at wins as being financial, and they're not always financial. And we don't give ourselves enough gratitude, enough praise when we do something well, when you help somebody else, even holding the door open for somebody who's got their arms full of, papers or bags or something like that, or just out of general courtesy to hold a door open for somebody and let them go, to get up off your seat and on public transport for somebody else. A lot of those things don't happen anymore. People are too self-centered. That's probably going off track a little bit, but our wins, our successes can be measured in many different things. You have a conversation with somebody and you listen to them and help them out, that's a win. It's not about being perfect. It's not about only showing the good side, because all the influencers on social media, even though they're celebrating wins, it's not all wins. There are downtimes for them. There are times that don't go well. From the start of their journey, and remember, a lot of them may have been online 2, 3, 5, 10 years in the making. So don't measure your chapter 3 with their chapter 30. It's not going to work. Measure yourself against yourself. Be better than what you were yesterday to create that path, to carve that pathway out for yourself to be able to make what you want to make. By all means, follow other people, understand what they're doing, and take that on board and do if it's going to help you and expedite what you're doing. Don't copy their work, word for word. Do the work that they do that help them get to where they want to get to. And when you do it like that, it will help you get there faster than you trying to do it trial and error on your own. Remember, not everything is going to work. There's going to be quiet times. There's going to be losses or things that people deem as failure. And failure is not a fail. It's a lesson. Wins are lessons. We learn what works. We learn what doesn't work. Stop doing what doesn't work and do what works. Okay, and it's going to be different for everybody, but make sure it's right for you. So who are you building this for? Now, there's a lot of people out there who are ready to be able to make things happen for themselves online, build something alongside of what you're already doing. You've already got skills, you've got knowledge. Now it might be time for you to be able to monetize that. And you might think, well, I don't know anything about that. Well, this is a good place to learn. And there's no better time than now. We have everything at our fingertips, literally. On the press of a keyboard, you can learn how to do something. So there's really no excuse. So I want to invite you on this journey. I want you to follow my channel, subscribe below, come back to the next session, watch how I'm doing, watch how I'm going. And if I can share something with you that you can take away, that you can implement in your life to be able to help your life be better, then that means so much to me. Then let me know. I want to be able to share that joy with you. I want to see you be able to succeed and do the things that you want to do rather than sitting back waiting. So what is the one decision you have been avoiding that you already know you need to make? Let me ask that again. What is the one decision you have been avoiding that you already know you need to make? I ask that question because, again, we procrastinate. We don't make those decisions. And this is an important decision that I should have asked myself years ago, but didn't. I avoided the tough questions. I avoided the tough conversations. But if you're avoiding those things, then you know that you should be doing those things. Okay. Now, I'm down in the notes below. I'm going to leave my link. Please follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me, subscribe here on YouTube. I'm going to put a link in there shortly. Join my newsletter. I'll be sharing a lot of things on that as well and letting people know what I'm up to, what's doing, what's working, what's not working. And again, I hope that you get something out of that. All right. If you're looking at being able to create your business or turn your knowledge and turn your skill set into revenue, into income, then let me know. because I want to be able to help you with that. I've got a mini course. It's called Insta Scale. I'll leave the link down in the comments below. Please look at that. All right. If you've got questions, reach out, ask me. Again, this is to show people how, by leveraging your knowledge, leveraging your skill set, you can teach somebody else the things that you do that you take for granted. Chances are there's someone out there who wants to learn how to do it. So why not monetize that? So please, as I say goodbye, thumbs up if you got something out of this. Please subscribe, follow me for more. I want to be able to share my journey with you, my ups, my downs, hopefully more ups than downs, and just really enjoy the moment, feel and enjoy life, enjoy every moment of it. And for me, yes, the journey is just starting again, but it's starting. I've taken that opportunity and made that decision, and I'm going to make it happen. So I want to see you, I want to share with you, and I want to see how you do with your journey. Take care.